What is up, guys? Kevin Cage here with a super quick XRP update. I hope you enjoyed this one. We're going to be discussing a report to Homeland Security that was discussing XRP as a prominent example. We're going to take it back when FinCEN declared XRP to be a virtual currency, with the DOJ in 2015 also having meetings with the SEC. A quick tutorial of Spend the Bits that is built on the XRP ledger, and something that will make you second guess everything you think you know. Let's dive in. To kick things off, we have the Swiss Borg announcing support for XRP, the digital asset. So thank you for sharing XRP Crypto Wolf. We have Swiss Borg will support XRP, which offers institutions a fast, reliable option for sourcing liquidity. The Swiss Borg application will allow XRP holders to exchange XRP within 16 cryptos along with 15 fiats. So a variety of on-ramps right there, lowering the barrier to entry with an all-in-one solution. On the website, we can see they have a little page on what is XRP, the key features going over this for the payment space. We can see how XRP is used, the XRP ledger that XRP is native to, the consensus protocol, and the conclusion overall. So very nice to see that write-up, despite the ongoing SEC allegations, or lawsuit, I should say, right now. All right. Also, congrats to Swiss Borg. We can see that they finally have become a unicorn status company, meaning a $1 billion valuation. Keep in mind, there's plenty of digital asset companies, platforms that are already decacorns. So this is just the beginning. And of course, don't even get me started on platforms like Coinbase. All right. And next up, we have right here, so Michael Arrington of Arrington XRP Capital along with this. Now, not to get conspiratorial, but I did want to share this because this is very, very interesting, and I want to show you a 2-minute video on BlackRock. I believe this will be well worth your time. If you don't want to watch it, feel free to fast forward just like 2 or 3 minutes, but I think this will really show you something and paint some perspective. I'm not trying to instill fear in anybody. I'm not trying to spread rumors or conspiracies, but I would like you guys to consider this at the very least. So, first things first, this is some nefarious evil stuff. They want a nation of serfs consuming and owning nothing. And that is all, essentially we are good for as consumers. So notice this is Whitney Webb. She is a writer, and she's referencing this on a Bloomberg article. So America should become a nation of renters. And I'm sure you guys have seen the World Economic Forum kind of saying you will own nothing and be happy. And there is some very interesting things occurring right now during this wealth transfer that sometimes people think is taking forever to happen, but I think there's something much bigger happening behind the scenes. So right here, the World Economic Forum, the 1% of the 1% partnered BlackRock works to buy up entire neighborhoods. They're one of the largest custodians in the world. We are talking 7 trillion plus. And of course, the CEO, Larry Fink, I've uploaded videos of him literally describing XRP without actually naming it. He goes around and dances around it and then starts talking about, Facebook Libra, Diem, and all of this other nonsense. So I found it to be very interesting. We can see Mike Bloomberg's rag calls for the US to become a nation of renters. And this is a quote. This isn't something we're making up. They literally say, even in commercials, you will own nothing and be happy. Wow, BlackRock owns it all. Now watch this video. Now actually, I saw this video was shared recently by Darren Moore on Twitter. So Fame 21 More, great researcher. I'm sure if you're in the XRP community, you are subscribed to him on YouTube. Now listen to this 2-minute video about BlackRock, this huge custodian that essentially has their hand in everybody's cookie jar and essentially owns a good portion of every single company on earth and the wealthiest people in the world. I know, you have all these poster children and puppets in reality, and they say, oh yeah, that's the wealthiest man in the world. In reality, the wealthiest people, you don't know they're even around. They're ghosts. They use, shadow companies to own everything. You'll never know them. They live in the shadows. So anyways, not to sound like a weirdo, but listen to this.
There's a good chance you've never heard of BlackRock. Founded in only 1988, in less than 30 years, this American financial firm would grow to become the company that owns the world, managing assets worth $6.3 trillion. These are assets that belong to their clients, mainly the pension funds of ordinary people, teachers, police officers, nurses, and many more. And that's just the beginning. BlackRock has also developed a software platform called Aladdin to perform risk analysis for its clients. It receives sensitive data from banks, insurance companies, and other important institutions. Through Aladdin, BlackRock has insights about the management of financial assets worth another $20 trillion. BlackRock also has shares and voting rights in many of the biggest European companies, in sectors such as energy, oil and gas, transportation, food, and of course, finance. The company holds public debt in the form of bonds and has real estate interests. And still, there's more. Our rock, you see, wears many hats. Aside from being an investor, it is also an auditor and an advisor. Governments and central banks invite a BlackRock subsidiary called BlackRock Solutions to audit them and to provide advice about the management and rescue of banks. Yet at the same time, BlackRock is often a major shareholder in these same banks. In other words, the company often sits on both sides of the table. BlackRock Solutions gets privileged access to highly sensitive information that could be valuable to BlackRock itself. Does this constitute a conflict of interest? No, says BlackRock, which claims that the company has established Chinese walls between its different subsidiaries. In January 2018, BlackRock's founder and chairman, Larry Fink, sent a letter to all of the CEOs of the companies BlackRock is invested in, asking them to do more than deliver financial performance and make a positive contribution to society. So BlackRock not only owns the world, it also wants to save it?
So very, very interesting. So right then, this was back in 2018, so several years ago, they mentioned $6 to $7 trillion. It's above $7 trillion now today. And then also they have information and insight on $20 trillion in assets across the board. And they're not only shareholders of almost every major company, but they actually audit them at the same time. And they argue that that is not a conflict of interest. Things that just make you go, and yet again, they can't lose the game if it was their game to begin with. Really makes you wonder. All right, anyways, right here, Wrath Economist, so runs on the XRP Ledger, wanted to share the Spend the Bits Inc. So we can see that they have this little tutorial made, XRP Ledger tagged along with Bitcoin. Very cool if you want to check this out. I did, in fact, retweet it, and be sure to follow both of these pages. And also, you can go right here, Spend the Bits, powered by the XRP Ledger, spendthebits.com if you want to read and learn a bit more about this. But great to see additional utility, essentially experimentation on a variety of assets and overall interoperability. All right, next up, so this is some crazy stuff shared by XRP Stort along with Real XRP Boy on Twitter. So, United States Government Accountability Office report to the Committee on Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs, U.S. Senate, May 2014. It has been a while. In quotes, other virtual currencies that have been created are not based on the Bitcoin protocol, the Bitcoin blockchain. One of the more prominent examples is XRP. So very interesting, of course. No surprise, though, because there weren't as many digital assets back then, and XRP has always been one of the top assets in terms of market capitalization and, of course, adoption overall. But we have a lot of people back in the day that were, Federal Reserve Board advisors and people like Greg Kidd as well, founder of Global ID, early investor in Twitter, that was backing them and essentially got them and many other people into conversation with the Fed. Early days. So at this point, XRP was still very young. Now we are 9 years old and we are just getting started. So I wanted to point this out. XRP right here, 2014, the dates, the Department of Justice and FinCEN did, in fact, consider XRP and essentially called it a virtual currency in 2015. And if you guys have seen the clips, even David Schwartz was very confused. But of course, it's a political play saying we've been meeting with the SEC regularly on essentially a weekly basis for the past several years. What do you mean we've been doing something wrong all along? Or what do you mean that years ago these sales could, potentially be security-like sales? It's just very, very fishy to me. Very awkward timing. If XRP were a dud, I think they would have smashed it a long time ago. Why would they let it grow to this point? Why would they let a good amount of retail investors get involved if they were just planning to take it to zero? And yet again, the companies, the platforms that are continuously building despite price during this entire cryptocurrency crash or dip or accumulation phase, however you want to say or see it, those are the assets that I'm holding, and those are the assets that I am paying attention to. Now right here, Real XRP Boy. This makes me feel like I'm living in the land of loony as opposed of the free. Check this out. So we have FinCEN and the SEC has hosted meetings with industry representatives and consultants to discuss how virtual currency systems such as Bitcoin and Ripple work. And now, keep in mind, I understand that IOUs and different types of assets can be issued in the XRP ledger, but I just think the verbiage, virtual currency systems, is quite funny. And what legal, regulatory, technology, and law enforcement issues they present. These agencies have invited officials from other federal agencies to these sessions. And of course, all these agencies, they want a slice of the pie. And I'm sure they're licking their chops back in the day, trying to get a slice of this pie as well. So we're going to see what happens. The CFTC, the SEC, the OCC, you name it. And it's simply a waiting game. All right, also, Crypto Nagato, I wanted to share this, Road to Rec City, how most people invest. They buy the top due to hype after everybody says it's safe, everybody says they've made money, and then they buy the top. That's not how you should play things. You should buy something when someone says, no, I haven't made any money yet, or, oh, it's down 50%. Right here, they sell low due to fear after it capitulates and comes down. Then they call it a scam. They, lick their wounds, disappear with their losses, and rinse and repeat and do the same thing until they get so frustrated in the stock game, so frustrated in the cryptocurrency market, you name it, and who knows what they do next. But just wanted to point that out. And last but not least, some advice. Now, this is not even just about investing or XRP. This is just kind of life advice I wanted to share, and I thought it spoke to me as well. So hopefully you guys find this helpful, and maybe it just helps you out, going on your day-to-day. So check this out. You'll watch an entire Netflix series even when the first episodes are slow because someone told you it gets better. But what if you look at your goals the same way and watched your life get better instead? And that is so true, so applicable to many things that we think about today, and I hope you guys enjoyed. All in all, I did retweet this BlackRock video if you guys want to check it out. So it's BlackRock, the company that owns the world, ? Leaving it open-ended. These are just my opinions. None of this is financial advice. Be sure to like this video, and I will catch you in the next one.